Good day to all viewers. I am Arjhay Letriro and welcome to the CMM News, bringing you the eye on the news for today, May 31st, 2022. The number of youths suffering from spiritual conflict increases as many churches close due to the pandemic. This story will be reported to us by Santos. Sarah.
In the past 30 years, psychological research has been conducted on a variety of spiritual problems. One spiritual problem that has received considerable attention is spiritual struggle. Major life stressors affect people not only psychologically, socially, and physically, but spiritually as well. Natural disasters, accidents, illnesses, and other stressful events can threaten or harm people spiritually, triggering spiritual struggle. Here is Joana, a student who experienced spiritual conflict. Hello Joana, can you tell us something about your spiritual struggle and when did you start to experience it?
Good day and thanks for having me here. It is a pleasure to somehow share my experience with regards on how I deal with my spiritual self or the struggles that I've encountered. It happened way back when my grandma passed away because it is somehow or it is really the one of the most dark times of my life. It is where I been starting feeling of anger and hopelessness, and somehow it is depressing, and um, it is really difficult for me to feel. I started to feel that I am abandoned by God and started questioning the meaning of life or suffering, and somehow questioning my beliefs and sudden doubts of my spiritual and religious beliefs also. And also there is the continuous asking of why this situation occurred. Um, I somehow managed to cope with it with the help of my family and also my friends, and it also helped me a lot. The feast or the religious gathering that I used to attend when I was in Bulacan.
On the other line, we also have another interviewee, Miss Kayla from Verizon Company. Hello Kayla, just like Joana, can you tell us something about your spiritual struggle and when did you start to experience it?
Hello, I'm Kayla, and to answer your questions, in fact, like Joanna, I'm aware that we all have spiritual challenges. In my life, I have my own problems, which I also have at work. And sometimes, I feel that the one who is highly above us abandoned me at some point, especially when I really needed help and someone. But at the end of the day, I realized that I'm the one who abandoned God. I feel very hopeless and angry, and I didn't think to seek help from the one who can help me the most, which is God. And now I realize that having those spiritual distress will help us also to be more spiritual, and it will change our perspective on life. Our lives will become worthwhile and full of hope as a result. That's all. Thank you.
And that's the end of my report. Back to you, Ray.
From their story, we've seen how hard it is to suffer from spiritual challenges. So, we have here today Sister Maegan, a church leader of the Catholic Church in the Pasig City, to share and discuss with us what is spiritual self and what is spiritual challenges.
Spiritual conflicts over spiritual matters with God or with a higher power. It's within oneself and with other people. These conflicts generate distressing emotions and questions about one's spiritual journey in life. It makes a person sometimes question his own reason of existence in a spiritual manner. For me, I often experience this during a time where my spiritual connection or faith with God faltered, and I had the question, why is this happening to me right now? Or why are you doing this to me? It was in a certain point of my life that everything felt so heavy. and it only lightened after a visit to the church and after I really listened to the preach that day. This is what I believe my spiritual self is, and is directly concerned with my own spiritual conflicts.
Thank you so much for that awakening information, sister. Muslims is the one of the most popular religion here in the Philippines. As Muslims, we know we have a duty to be healthy and not consciously do anything that can hurt ourselves or detrimental. Not taking time to routinely prioritize your health and well-being causes you to not able to do your best for yourself or for others. In Islamic, spirituality means awareness of the origin of the universe, worshipping the God, seeking the satisfaction of the God, humility and submission and trust which man demonstrates in all of his actions. In this way, an individual's relationship with Allah is the focal point of Islamic spirituality. Spiritual self-care means taking care of yourself and giving yourself exactly what you need when you need it, so you can show up as your highest self and lead your life for a high vibrational place. Recharging and practicing acts of your spiritual self-care is so important. Here are the 5 pillars of Muslims that they do if they're experiencing spiritual self-conflicts. Muslims creed: prayer, charity to the poor, fasting in the month of Ramadan, and pilgrimage to Mecca for those who are able. The Islamic holy month of Ramadan is a time for Muslims for all the world to renew their focus on spiritual life and its practical application in daily life. It is the 9th month of the Muslims calendar.
Hello everyone, I am here with you today to share with you my spiritual health care plan. As a member of Church of Christ, or also known as Iglesia ni Cristo, I have my own ways on how I take care of my spiritual self. First is I religiously attend their worship services twice a week so that I can make sure that I am being guided in my daily life with the words of our Almighty God. Second is that I attend our doctrine meetings. Though it's not necessary for us to attend doctrine meetings, I made sure that I attend once a week so that I can still recall and I can still remember the teachings that is being taught in our religion. And lastly, I pray every night, or what we call panata. I do prayers at night so that I can have this personal connection with God, and also I do prayers so that I can be steadfast on my faith and I can still go on in this life despite of many trials that we are all facing. How about you? What is your spiritual healthcare plan?
Here ends our news today. Once again, this is CMN News.